Hi everyone and welcome back to our second game between Hippie and Awoodenbox for the WARNO League 0 tournament hosted by SD League. So today we have Hippie on the right in blue playing as the French. Hippie, you traitor to the British, you're playing as the French. He's playing as the French 11th Parachute Division. And over on the left hand side in red we have Awoodenbox playing as the 4th Matsuchin Division, both players with forward deployable troops in this game. Obviously last time it was Hippie who got that advantage, however this time they'll both be arriving to the centre of the map and to this point up at the top at around the same time. Jaeger already out and troops out here for Hippie as well. Some early engagement going on the road down here. Not sure either is really coming out on top here, but the Legionnaires' Paras are good units. The Jaeger aren't bad either though. Both relatively large squads. Up at the top there is a slight meeting here. We have some Milans engaging on this truck. Metis being engaged by the VLRA 20mm anti-air guns. They got quite far forward. They are engaging that Mi-2 chopper. Probably a good shout. In terms of commands at the moment, each player has a command at the back of the map, but nothing elsewhere as yet. Good spread of units for both players in the centre there. Perhaps slightly more of this area going currently to Hippie, but in the grand scheme of things, each player has a little foothold. Down here, it does look like Hippie is winning out in this fight simply because he had more numbers, more than anything else. He obviously has multiple squads here, 4 remaining. Awoodenbox is down to just 2 squads. Flamethrowers, obviously, a significant advantage in infantry combat in close quarters like that. Both players swinging some recon infantry round behind each other here, or an attempt to. There is a VLRA 50 cal, is that? Yes, it is. Just waiting for the Avklara. Command coming in for the centre for Hippie now. And another command coming in for Charlie by the looks of it. On the other side, no commands in yet for Awoodenbox. Up in the middle of the map, we are seeing Awoodenbox pretty much getting the advantage here. Obviously, Hippie has some units still at the back, and he's still got an anti-air unit there. But realistically, he's running low on infantry. Certainly more here for Awoodenbox. What's going on up here? SPG-9s. This is a UAZ SPG-9. So you see we saw those in the last game brought in by Awoodenbox as well. But where are they going this time is the question. Could he be doing the whole going around the top to try and kill the command in this point? It does seem strange that he swung them around that way. Possible they're also going to come back across this side of the island. Mirage coming in there to take out... Oh, is that a bomber? It is a bomber. Did it actually kill anything, though? I don't think it actually killed a unit. So, at the moment, it looks like Awoodenbox has a slightly better grasp of the top point, although his Jaeger Metis have just been caught out behind some Legionnaires' Paras there, but the Legionnaires' Paras already look badly damaged. Down here at the bottom map, it does look like Hippie has the advantage. Awoodenbox, obviously, still swinging around these Avklara. It'll be really interesting to see if this unit can see them. Sapo's commander in the back there, only with FAMAS as a weapon, not really ready to defend themselves. Ikleo's Paras moving right round the back for Hippie here. Awoodenbox bringing in more Matsuchin. Finally bringing in some tanks as well. I think that's the first T-55s we've seen this game. Mirage in again. Got a good strike that time. Hippie managed to kill the Metis, or finish them off at least. Hippie has marked that for destruction as well. One of Box's anti-air units. Keeping an eye on these rolling around the top there. Oh, Awoodenbox in a slightly better position here now, perhaps. He's got the SPG-9 in as well. He's utilising a little bit of range against these infantry. This squad's almost dead. These two squads are in a good position, and he does have logistics there, so he can repair his squads. Puma Pirate rolling around the back there. I do notice those Alf Clara still knocking about. Not sure if they've been spotted or not. Those SPG-9s are indeed moving all the way around, I think. I suspect that they're going to go for an attempted kill on this commander. Things have changed in the center a little bit now. It does look like Hippie has more forces here at the moment. Obviously, he's ticking up those points at currently +5, but there is finally a command arriving for Awoodenbox as well, and another one coming in for Echo down here. Though that one will be at risk from these Echoers that have got round the back. Okay, so those Alf Clara have been... No, they haven't been attacked, I don't think. But they have killed that chopper. So their position is definitely being given away. I suspect... At a wild guess, I'm not sure that Hippie has seen these units swinging around the top there. There is a Gazelle cannon heading up here, though. I'm not sure. The HE bomber in there for Hippie. Obviously, the 11th Paratroop Division from the French has a lot of aircraft to bring in. It's one of its stronger points to the deck. I'm not quite sure what's going on down here. I feel as though Hippie is maintaining some kind of advantage. He does have a little foothold in the point. Really, I'd like to see him bring in a command and see if he can get it in there, but I'm not sure how safe that would be. Oh, anti-air vehicle has got up there and a Gazelle cannon, but they haven't got the SPG-9s that are swinging around the top there. I assume they've been seen by the Gazelle cannon. I'm not seeing any response to that at the moment, though. There's a Seed jet coming in across here. Is that actually... Oh, yes, there is. There's a Shilka there, but Box is turning it on and off. Oh, Mirage coming in for the kill on that unit there. But the SPG-9s are on the move still. I don't think that Awoodenbox necessarily knows where the command is. He's just going for an assumption now. But we'll see. I mean, he's probably going to go past it. The weapons are turned on by the looks of it. Sometimes it can be deceiving when you're watching a replay. Yep, there they go. Sappers engaged on them, so they know where they are. They're not going to do a huge amount of damage to these vehicles. That command should die. That said, if Hippie has any decent bombers, he can probably kill all of those because they're fairly clustered together. Difficult fight again for this point up here. Both players just holding on to their side currently. Not sure either player necessarily has more forces there right now. Possibly more infantry for Hippie though. Command is indeed dead there at the back. There was no response, unfortunately, from Hippie. He must have had all his bombers on reload. Pirate being engaged by those Alf Clara. Surely Hippie has noticed those Alf Clara moving around there by now. Also a squad of Motsuchin knocking around there. Seed in again for Hippie. That weapon is on. Ah. Jaguar was used to take out the infantry in the forest. Jets very, very powerful at doing strafing runs with their guns against infantry. SPG-9s being pulled back out of the way from that point. Interestingly. Gazelle cannon with recon being brought in to try and find them. It may have been interesting. Awoodenbox could have maybe sent one or two down here to pretend he'd lost them all. Maybe that's not going to, you know, work against Hippie, but it is an option. Sacrifice a couple, see if the others get away, wait for the other command to be brought in. Currently +2 to Awoodenbox. Obviously, Awoodenbox needs to win this for this to be a draw over these two matches. Hippie fighting to maintain his lead. Seed is still in, running rapidly out of fuel by the looks of it. Yes, indeed, it is almost out of fuel. And there's the command in for Hippie in that bottom point. Will be +2 in a moment. Sorry, I apologise. No, it won't, because he doesn't have control of that back point anymore. So he is just simply neutralised. There is another command coming in for that point, though. What is Awoodenbox up to? Is he just sacrificing those? I think he is. He's just letting them die. Hippie's command has been killed at the bottom there now. Hippie's lost 2 commanders. There's another one coming in there, going towards the top. Awoodenbox is making progress in the centre, though. Still a cluster of infantry down here, but there are reservists there, which aren't the best infantry. Plenty scattered up the top here, but in the centre we now have Awoodenbox with infantry and a tank. Down at the bottom, there is still an ongoing fight for the edge of this point. Obviously, the loss of the command was not a good thing for Hippie, but he's still managing to maintain a little grasp, though he is rapidly running out of forces. But in fairness, Awoodenbox has lost a lot of troops there as well. Command back in the top point for Hippie, so it is now +2, but it will go back to neutralised. Awoodenbox slightly behind on those points right now. A little bit of combat ongoing up at the top here, just small skirmishes. A few T-55s there. Some SPG-9s again. Doing quite a bit of damage to some of these squads. Neither player with any artillery or mortars again this game. Not something we're seeing used very much between them, which is unusual because I'm used to Hippie using them an awful lot. HE bomber in again for Hippie, I assume going to hit these in the middle. Could also be going to hit at the back there, but there are 2 Strelas waiting. Looks like they were going for the back. Wait, hang on, is he going for the Strelas? He did, he went for the Strelas, but there's 2 Cubs, another... Wow. So I think possibly an infantry squad lost there, certainly 1 Strela, but there's 2 Cubs still sat there. Cubs have been marked by Hippie. But there's another 2 Strela. There's a lot of AA up there and a Strela at the top. Awoodenbox taking no prisoners when it comes to aircraft pilots, just blowing them all out the sky with multiple missiles. Not a terrible anti-tank unit, not the best. They're under a lot of fire though. He could make short work of these tanks if he can get close enough to keep firing at them. All change down at the bottom as well. Reservists and Mistral Paras pulled back slightly. Some Legionnaires Paras moving in at the back there. But it looks to me as though Awoodenbox has technically pushed out of that point. It's now no longer a fight on the very edge of Echo. It is now going to be a fight between the 2 points. Those reservists and the Mistral Paras obviously at risk from the Motsuchum, which are just sat there waiting. T-55As pushing up and some more T-55 AM2s coming in. Again, flame troops in the centre there will be advantageous, but they are being focus fired by the forces from Awoodenbox, so I suspect they're going to die. Oh, lovely strike. Took out 2 of those squads. Still 2 squads remaining, though. Cohesion high for one, mediocre for the other. Other one is badly damaged and routed. The Legionnaires Paras still... They've lost a unit. Cohesion just went to normal as we clicked on them, but as it stands... Legionnaires Para probably in the better position in that fight there. And obviously there are more forces here. The reservists in a very unfortunate position there, now being engaged by the 2 tanks and the Motsuchin. They're going to get ripped apart. Up at the top of the map, Hippie making progress, is in this corner now, very, very close to that command vehicle. Obviously he can't kill it with the reservists because he doesn't have any anti-tank there. But that's still a very good position. He can probably see that now with the reservists. But they will be out of range. Yeah, I think they're out of range of that. 850 I assume for the LRAC. LRAC is also depleted. So not a good position. Obviously lots of shots coming in from every angle from tanks against these units. So a difficult position for Hippie. Though he has got a bomber coming in. Bomber will, I assume, go for the command. Bomber is dropping, command is moving. Awoodenbox realised too late. Obviously, no guarantee he can see that jet coming in. Jet has been killed, but Hippie will be pleased with that. Currently +3 to Hippie. Back on the move upwards with his points. Did lose his forces there. Obviously, a calculated loss. He killed the command. Points win prizes in this tournament. He needs the points. He needs to stay ahead. T-55s pushing up in the forest on their own. That is very, very, very risky. Legionnaire's Paras pushing down. Obviously, they are badly damaged. And some Sappers Paras. Sappers Paras aren't going to do much against those tanks. Legionnaire's Paras will do a great job if they can get some rear shots as well. They have the APILS launcher. 21 armor penetration. Really effective against these T-55s, obviously, because they have low armor. Up at the top. Big push from Awoodenbox. He's heading over to the other side of the point. The commander sappers are being pulled out of the point by Hippie. I mean, right now, I would say that the reality is Awoodenbox has overwhelming force at the top here. Points back to neutralize. Hippie still ahead, but Awoodenbox in a good position here. At the bottom of the map, not so much. Both players in an awkward position. Neither player with a massive advantage. Obviously, the reality is that Hippie has more forces towards the centre. Awoodenbox with that single unit just sat in the point, not really doing a huge amount, running out of fuel. Up here at the top, we do see some Legionnaire's Paras has managed to squeeze themselves over here between some buildings. They are out of ammunition for their launcher. Taking a lot of fire from that tank, which they can't really stop. They are dead. Command back in the point for Awoodenbox. +3 to Awoodenbox. The command does appear to have actually been killed at the top there. It wasn't just moved out of the way. It has been killed as it retreated. Awoodenbox securing a further grasp of Delta in the center there. Hippie making a move on Echo. Obviously, he needs to respond to this going on up here. And if he can't do it there, he needs to do it down here. I think I'm finally seeing some mortars. Yes, there is indeed a mortar in for Hippie. He's also bringing in another command, which will be heading towards Delta. Forces swinging around the back here for Hippie, including a command. I didn't spot that before. There is a little command, just a little jeep down there at the bottom. He's going to get it in the bottom corner of the point. That makes it +1 to Awoodenbox. Really slows things down. Obviously, Awoodenbox is going to know where that is, but he does have an artillery piece on the map now. Plenty of jets coming in for Hippie still. As I said, plenty of jets available to that division. Once again, another command kill for Hippie. He's going in quick fills, command snipes, back to +2 for Hippie, staying out ahead in the points. Still, majority of this point controlled by Awoodenbox. He certainly has the overwhelming force still. Mortars being used, or a single mortar being used by Hippie to try and slow down this advance, but I don't think he's going to stop it. These guys have satchel charges, obviously not very good against tanks, and obviously it can only be used very, very close range against infantry, so Awoodenbox just needs to keep his distance. Cluster bomber coming in at the top there, I assume going for those two tanks. Managed to kill one of them, the other one managed to escape. Awoodenbox doing a scrambling maneuver there. Another command coming in for Awoodenbox. We'll be heading to Delta, I'm sure. Awoodenbox pushing some forces down towards the bottom of this point here, but Hippie in reasonable control of this corner. He's got some decent units here. He's got the anti-chars with 2 APILAS launchers, so good for dealing with any vehicles. Managed to take out that jet as well with Mistrals. More reinforcements being called in for Echo for Awoodenbox, but Awoodenbox now firmly in control of Delta realistically. Where is that command? It's down at the bottom. It's about to meet these Motsuchin. Motsuchin will make very short work of that if they see it. Pop, there it goes. There's been a lot of command vehicle deaths in this game so far. Lots of jets still swinging by for Hippie as well. But Awoodenbox firmly in control of Delta, pushing out, taking out all of Hippie's forces bit by bit. Hippie in a very difficult position in the centre now. It'll be harder and harder for him to push back in here. Down at the bottom of the map, he still has a grasp on this bottom corner, but we see more and more units being called in by Awoodenbox to take out those forces. I imagine both players by this point starting to struggle when it comes to command vehicles. Another command vehicle sat waiting to go into Delta for Awoodenbox. Mirage coming in there to attack something else. Took out those 2 squads of infantry right there. Very nice strike. Mirage F1 is managing to get out pretty well. Paras SAS here don't have any anti-tank with them. There is a group anti-char Paras coming up the back though. They do have those 2 launchers. Really needs them to be keeping up with the Paras SAS so they can engage on these forces, because obviously this is going to give away Hippie's position there. Obviously Hippie wanting to get around and kill that CV, I'm sure. Seed coming in across here. Didn't manage to get a shot off, I don't think, at that Shilka. Shilka getting plenty of shots off and has killed the Seed. Hippie obviously lost quite a lot of jets this game. Currently +1 to Awoodenbox. Really needs to dislodge Hippie from this bottom corner and may well manage it. He's bringing in Pioneer Flams. Obviously very effective against all these infantry. Realistically, the anti-char Paras, the only infantry there that could pull up any kind of fight, but are already nearly half strength. Mistral's really just not in this fight at all. They're just there for air defense. Command obviously very weak. Not sure how much a flamethrower will do to it, or if it will even engage it. I'm actually quite curious if it will fire the flamethrower at a small vehicle, because, you know, against a light vehicle like that, a flamethrower would actually be very effective, but he is pulling them back. I didn't expect that. I'm surprised we haven't seen this big artillery piece fire at this corner. Paras SAS have managed to get past those units. And they can kill this command because it's command infantry. Lots more reinforcements heading towards the centre for Hippie, but still maintaining a strong grasp of that point is Awoodenbox. Gazelle Hot 2 going to take out this tank possibly. Nice side shot. Yes, beautiful hit. Flame troops pushing up again. Flame troops again being pulled back. I'm kind of disappointed that the flamethrower wouldn't work against a light vehicle like that. Bombing strikes again by Hippie. Proving very effective for taking out units in the middle, but as it stands, Firm control still for Awoodenbox. Big fight going on here. The command sort of almost being ignored right now. Still +1 to Awoodenbox. There we go. Artillery piece firing on that corner. It's like I was reading his mind, what he was thinking to do next. And there it is, dead. Lovely. That's all he needs to do. This could be interesting up here. It could be that Awoodenbox loses his command at the back here. I think they're sat, yeah, they're sat in the middle building. So there's this building here, which the paras can't see past. So the paras don't know that the commander is there. He should get to a point where he can see round this corner, though. But will he be too far away to spot them? Game given away by the FS Jaeger themselves. They opened fire. Hippie's unit stopped. I'm sure we'll turn around to engage. I was going to say, yeah, he'll want to get them very close so he can throw those satchel charges. Awoodenbox, very firm control of the centre here. Just under 14 minutes left of this game. Random artillery fire towards the back of this point, trying to snipe a CV. Command being moved. Rocket coming in. Rocket attack jet. Very nice strike. Managed to kill the SAS in one go. Down here, just one squad of infantry left for Hippie in that point. Obviously, there's no command there to protect. He could try and run them around the back. He's got one infantry unit left in that squad. The rest are dead. That's not in a good position. Extra command being called in for the top here, just in case by the looks of it. I'm surprised they're not out of commands by now. Lots more reinforcement being called in for the centre here by Hippie. Awoodenbox bringing in his own, though the FS Jaeger getting destroyed before they get there. Chasseur's Paras will make short work of a single squad of Jaeger, though there are two Motsuchin squads running around here as well. Up in the centre of the map, though, yeah, I mean, this is going to be very difficult for Hippie to breach now. He's got just over 12 minutes left to do it. Currently +3 to Awoodenbox. I think Awoodenbox could win this on points, if nothing else. Loads of reinforcement rolling in for Hippie there. 2 munitions vehicles captured by the looks of it by those Chasseur's Paras. Hippie just Awoodenbox just annihilating them. Sapo's Paras pushing in down here, and these ones, Gazelle Hop moving in around the top, I assume to try and assist in the middle. Hippie's made a little bit of a dent in this corner. He's actually got some units back in the point. Wasn't expecting that. I guess it is the case that a lot of forces have been redirected down here and up to the top for Awoodenbox as he tries to maintain hold of what he's got. Reservists, though, taking fire from the tanks. Chasseur's Paras pushing up this way to try and get next to those tanks as well. Still, majority of forces here belonging to Awoodenbox, but they're very spread out. Down here at the bottom, Pioneer Flam still doing the work. Chasseur's Paras pushing up, desperate to try and find and kill a command in this point, I think. More reinforcements have arrived here for Hippie as well. He's still pushing this point hard. I wonder if he's got any commands left. That is an interesting question. He may have some kind of command tank left. It's a possibility. Possibly unlikely, though. There aren't really many proper tanks in that deck. But it does have something. Good use of these bombers by Hippie throughout the game. He has managed to kill plenty of units with them. Obviously losing a few jets in the process. Shasu's power have moved up here and have kind of stopped very close to these tanks. Still +3 to a wooden box. He has now breached the 1000 mark. He just needs to hold as he is and get at least 200 points ahead, which he will certainly do in the next 9.5 minutes. More cubs coming in. That artillery piece has not really fired very much in this game. Couple of shots here, couple of shots there. It's going to fire again now. The Mirage coming in for another strike. And the Mirage is down. Lots of AA there for Hippie. Lots of AA there for a wooden box. We're coming in with the ATGM plane now. That's going to take fire as well, though. Oh, that Jaguar is in serious and it's dead. Mirage 2000 coming in now. Not even sure what that struck. I think down here, was it? No, that's the artillery coming in. Not sure what the Mirage fired at. Hippie back in Echo, just slightly. Not seeing any commands in this time, though, so really he must need to kill that commander over there. But obviously he doesn't know where it is. Still +3 to a wooden box. He's now just about to breach the 200 he needs to set him ahead to win the game. Gazelle cannons coming in as well. This is another long game between these two players, and it's been hard fought by both of them. Hippie did manage to get back in that point. Genuinely impressed he did. I thought there was no way he was going to get back in. There just seemed to be so much there for a wooden box, but the distraction up here and down here meant that a wooden box had to split his forces a bit more than he was bringing in. Artillery pieces in for Hippie as well now. Counter batterying this artillery piece, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it's the biggest threat in the game. If you're bringing in more Chassis powers there, he still has infantry. And he's bringing in a mass of Gazelle cannon spam and Gazelle pirates. If you will remember my humorous 10v10 last week, this was what I did towards the end of that 10v10. We'd won anyway, so I just brought in all of my Gazelle cannons. There was quite a lot of them. Gazelle cannons whizzing around the back of the map here. Not sure what the plan is. Possibly he's going for a kill on the artillery piece. Possibly going to try and find a command. But there is a MiG-21 rocket coming in to engage on those choppers. Chopper spam at this part of the map. He's brought in everything. He's brought in the Gazelle cannon recon. I mean, this feels like a last-ditch attempt to try and kill a command vehicle. I think Hippie is conceding here in his own special meme way. Yeah, jets just flying over the back there. He's lost one. They lost what? Oh, they're just exchanging jets now. The jet dead. Here we go. Lots of AA firing at all of these choppers. Yeah, those choppers aren't going to get very far. Have they even... I think they may have seen the command vehicle, though. They are making a beeline for it. But there's a Shilker at that side firing at them as well. There's still the Strelas. There's tanks firing at them with machine guns. I don't think they even got a shot off at that command vehicle. Oh dear, Hippie. The cannons did get the artillery piece at the back, though. And they may kill that command that's coming in there. I'm surprised anyone has commands left, but that was a wooden box bringing in another spare command vehicle just in case. What a game, guys. And a little bit of meme action towards the end with some jet and cheap helicopter spam. Good fun. Commiserations to Hippie. I don't think there's any chance of you pulling this back now. I notice him calling in loads of infantry right at the back of this point. Gazelle cannon swinging around the top here, but obviously there is air defense there now. Oh, did they get the shot off at that? They did. I think... Oh, no, that might be just how damaged it was from before. They may have got some shots off on it, though. Yeah, all of these infantry have been called in at the back of this point. I mean, they're not going to get there. What a game, though. Very tense moments, especially around Echo. I mean, there was some big touch-and-go moments for Echo where I genuinely thought Hippie was going to get around and kill that commander. But obviously, as the game progressed, Awoodenbox just had better and better control of Delta in the centre there. But well played, guys. Two very fun games. A draw overall, and I think that is probably the best outcome for these two games that we've seen. I think both of you deserved a win each because you've both played exceptionally well. And there's been a lot of funny moments in both games towards the end. You can't beat Hippie and some of his memes when it comes to the end of these games. There's not a huge amount to say now. I'm just watching the rest of this play out. Just very curious to see what happens to all of these units as they drive through the town. Some artillery pieces there firing on heavens knows what. I think they're firing on the tanks. I think this is Hippie testing how much damage they do to the tanks. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hippie. I'm really curious how many of these infantry die. They're actually stopped. Are they stopped there or are they still going through? I think they've actually... Oh no, they're still going. I thought they'd stopped at that corner, but they're just taking their time to go along the road. Bomber coming in again. Trying to take out the tank that was there. I think that's just a lot of dead units, because I don't think they're even getting out of their vehicles for the most part. They're just being ripped to shreds in their vehicles. There's the surrender. Oh dear, what a game, guys. Commiserations, Hippie. Well played to both of you, though. That was good fun. And very similar kills to losses there. Obviously, Awoodenbox slightly ahead. But great game, guys. Let's have a quick look at the kills and losses for this one. Mirage getting a lot of kills. Legionnaires Paris getting a lot of kills. Mirage getting a lot of kills. Legionnaires Paris. Gazelle Cannon did quite well against all those UAZs. Legionnaires Paris. Legionnaires Paris. Legionnaires Paris. Wow, they are a good squad. Jaguar Cluster got quite a few kills. Chasseurs Paras doing quite good job as well. On the other side, Jaeger Metis absolutely wrecking stuff. T-55's doing a good job. The Shilka, look at how many kills that Shilka got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 jets. Well, okay. 7 jets and 1 helicopter. Fair enough. That's still a lot of kills for 1 anti-air unit. Nothing else to stand out, just the usual bits and pieces with a few kills. T-55's getting the majority, I think. Motsuchi and BTR did quite a good job. That'll be right at the end there. They killed all of those units probably coming in at the end. Really good game, guys. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe. Remember that both of these guys do have YouTube channels, and I'll leave a link down below in the description. Have a great weekend.